So let's start with the first topic of the agenda, which is registration related. In registration related, a common query is who is required to obtain registration in GST. Now, the first important thing to remember is that the registration is required to be taken by people based on their annual aggregate turnover, which is PAN based. That means if there are multiple GSTINs on a single PAN, you will have to take account of all the turnovers for all the GSTINs for the single PAN, and then based on that you will have to take a decision whether you want to register with the GST or not, whether you are required to register with GST or not. Now there are some limits which have been specified by the respective states. Now if you are dealing only in supply of goods and your turnover is 20 lakh rupees, and if you happen to reside in the state of Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Puducherry or Telangana, you are required to register with GST. But if you are residing in some other state, then you are only required to register with GST if your turnover exceeds 40 lakhs. Now, if you're dealing with supply of services or goods and services both, that means mixed supplies, the turnover limit for the state of Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura is 10 lakh rupees. And for the remaining states and UTs, it is 20 lakh rupees. So now you know that if you exceed this threshold, you will be required to obtain GST. Now, when you apply for the registration, you know that you have to go to the portal and you can register when you register for the first time. At times, people are facing a problem of PAN validation, and PAN does not get validated. Now, what happens is when you enter your PAN number and you enter your name, we are doing a validation with the CBDT database. Now, in CBDT, if your name is spelled even slightly differently from what you've entered on the portal at the time of registration, obtaining registration, it will give an error. So the important thing to remember is, please spell your name as appearing in your PAN card. And in case you made a mistake, please correct it. Then you will not have this problem. Now, another common query which is asked by taxpayers or people who feel that they are probably covered in the category of taxpayers is, can they register as casual taxpayers? And if they have to register as casual taxpayer, what are the limits? Now, in the system, you can obtain registration as a casual taxpayer initially for a period of 90 days. Now, in such case, you will have to deposit at the estimated tax in advance. And then in case you still have a need to continue making supplies or receiving supplies, you can actually extend it by one more time by up to 90 days. But that is the limit. In case you still have a need for making supplies, after expiry of 180 days, you will have to obtain registration as a regular taxpayer. So that is important. So let's go to the next one. Now, if you go to the portal will give you an option for all kind of registrations. There is a single tab through which you can go, through which you can navigate. But then at the end of the process or in the middle of the process, you will reach this page where you will be asked to select whether you are applying for registration as a casual taxable person. If you click on yes, then you can go forward, generate a challan, deposit the amount, and register as a casual taxpayer. There are certain cases in which registration can be rejected. So let's see what are those cases. Now, in case you apply for registration on the GST portal and your application gets rejected, the question is, do you have any options here? You have an option. You can file an appeal against the order of rejection in form APL 01 before the appellate authority within 3 months of the order of rejection. Now, in case the appellate authority gives a decision in your favor, then you need to communicate it to the proper officer. Now, for filing an appeal, this is the navigation. You click on services, click on registration, and my applications. And then in the drop-down menu, in the application type, you will have appeal to appellate authority. So in that, you can select on the tab new application and you can file an appeal. But the important thing to remember is once you file an appeal before the appellate authority and an order is passed in your favor, as of now, you'll be required to obtain the copy of that order and give it to the tax officer by hand. It is not currently online. And then after that, the tax officer will go ahead with the registration process for you. Cancellation of registration. Now there could be two situations. One is you on your own want to cancel your GST registration. Now in case you need to cancel your registration with the GST, you will need to file an application on the portal in the form GST REG 16. Now, while filing this form, you are also required to declare the details of the stock in hand, and you will also have to select the reason for cancellation in the form. So, but important thing to remember here is that suppose you are an unregistered person who was granted temporary registration by the tax officials for some reason, like he was caught, some goods were caught, and there was a need that he should have been registered in first hand in first case, and since he was not registered, the tax officers have done have granted him a temporary ID and given him a temporary registration. Now in such cases, they cannot cancel the registration by filing GST REG 16. They have two options here. They can either file an appeal against the temporary registration, or they will first have to obtain regular registration and then they can file an application for cancellation in GST REG 16. So how do you navigate on the portal? You, after login, you click on services, registration, and select application for cancellation of registration. This is the view of the portal when you apply for that. Now there could be another case when your GSTIN or your registration with GST is suo motu cancelled by the tax officer. Now there are certain specific situations in which your registration can be cancelled by the officer on a suo motu basis. I'll just list out few of these. One is if you have contravened any provisions of the Act or the rules. If you have not filed returns, in case of a normal taxpayer, the limit is 6 months. In case of a composition taxpayer, there are statements which you file on a quarterly basis, CMP 08. If you fail to file your CMP 08 for 3 quarters, in that situation also, your GST can be cancelled by the tax officer. You have obtained registration voluntarily, but you did not commence business within 6 months of obtaining registration. In that case also, your GST can be cancelled. Or if you have obtained registration by fraud, willful misstatement, or suppression of facts. In all these situations, your cancellation can be done on suo motu basis by the officer. However, the principle of natural justice demands that before your cancellation takes place, you will be given an opportunity to explain your situation before the tax officer. So you'll be actually asked to come for a hearing by the tax officer before cancellation. Now there is another case. Somebody's GST was cancelled due to non-filing of return. Now, what are the options open to this kind of taxpayer? Now, in such a case, the taxpayer first needs to file all the returns and then apply for revocation of cancellation form REG 21 within 30 days from the date of receipt of order of cancellation. Now all these activities can be done online. And how do you do that? You log on, click on services, go to registration, and click on application for revocation of cancelled registration. So this is a screenshot of how you do it. So this is another situation here. Now something else related to the registration is about the amendments. Now amendments could be of two types. The amendment can be a core amendment or it can be a non-core amendment. Now suppose somebody wants to change his legal name or a trade name. Here we have taken the example of trade name. It requires approval of the proper officer since your trade name is a part of the registration certificate. Now in case you want to do that, after login, this is how you navigate. You click on services, registration, and click on select amendment of registration core fields. And then you can go further and submit the changes that you want to make. Now, in case you want to update your email or a mobile number on the GST portal, this comes in the category of non-core field, and that can be done by the taxpayer on their own. It does not require any approval by the tax officer. So in such cases, the taxpayer is required to log on. After that, click on services, registration, and amendment of registration non-core fields is to be selected. And after that, he will be taken to the page from where he can change the email ID and the mobile number. So this is the screenshot of the navigation that you can do. Now there are few more queries which are related to registration. So let's look at them one by one. What to do in case authorized signatory dies or leaves without intimation. Now this case is a peculiar situation which can arise in case of a limited company which has just one authorized signatory. Now this authorized signatory is very important for the functioning of the company. It could be a private limited company, it could also be a public limited company. Now in this case, the board of directors of the company, they will need to pass a resolution appointing a new authorized signatory. The newly appointed authorized signatory will have to make a request personally before the jurisdictional officer with a copy of the resolution appointing him as the new authorized signatory. And now this activity of updation of the authorized signatory will be done in the back office by the jurisdictional officer. So this is what needs to be done in such a situation. There are a lot of queries about how to enroll on the GST portal as a GST practitioner. Now in CGST rules, Rule 83 specifies the eligibility conditions for people who can enroll as GST practitioners. I'll just spell out a few of these categories. The retired officers of commercial tax departments of the state and CBIC, they can register themselves as GST practitioners. The sales tax practitioners, the tax return preparers with 5 years of experience or more, graduates, including people who are degree holders of a foreign university or who have conducted any exam conducted by the government. It also will make people who have cleared the final exam of chartered accountants, cost accountants, and company secretary to register themselves as GST practitioners on the portal. Now, in this case, what you need to do is you need to again log on to the portal and fill the details in form PCT01 on GST portal. So if you want to do that, you will have to select on services, select new registration, and then select the category as GST practitioner. So once your application has been processed, you will be given a certificate in form PCT02, which will certify you as a GST practitioner.